Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for September 2nd, 2014, around 5:50 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. We got some heavy thunder showers this afternoon for about an hour. Just cooled us off. It was 90 degrees, very muggy, and it's one of the most humid days of the year. Where was these humid and hot days during the summer months for the kids to enjoy going to the pool and stuff? It beats me. Maybe there's a sign of global warming. Some news to report: only 36 more days into the National Hockey League season starts 2014-2015. Just can't wait to see so many storylines in the NHL. Will the Los Angeles Kings repeat as Stanley Cup champions? Will the Chicago Blackhawks come back and win the Stanley Cup? Or will a new team from the West emerge as a prohibited Cup favorite, like the Ducks and Blues? Or maybe some surprise teams like the Wild, Avalanche, Stars, maybe even the Predators? Or the Sharks might make a comeback season. Over in the East, we still have like the Rangers, if they're going to defend the Eastern Conference Championship. Don't forget the Penguins have a new coach. And also the Bruins and the Lightning with a healthy Ben Bishop and Steve Stamkos. You gotta see what's going to happen with that. The Habs are going to be good. Don't count out the Detroit Red Wings and stuff. I think look for a very surprise team out of the keep your eyes out on the East for the Blue Jackets. I think they're going to make some noise this year. And I'll be previewing all these teams in a future blog on October 1st, so it's just 36 more days away to see what's going to happen in the NHL season. And one more thing before my next subject is somebody asked me if I'm going to take my video blogs out on the road to every original 6 NHL team with city like Boston, New York, Chicago, Detroit, and Toronto and Montreal. The answer is I live about 20 miles from Boston, so Boston's probably a possibility, but the other 5 cities I'm not really a traveler, so it's highly unlikely. Plus, I would have to get a passport for Montreal and Toronto, but that's a good idea. You don't know what could happen in the future. I might do some traveling, and I might bring my video blogs on the road, so we'll wait and see about that. And my next subject is about a television character that was one of the most character actors for a role on TV in the late 70s and early 80s. It was the character of John Bosley from Charlie's Angels. The actor who played John Bosley was David Doyle, who was a kind of one of those character actors. He was a very good character actor, and this was David Doyle's most famous role as John Bosley. John Bosley was a fictional detective who worked for the Townsend Agency. He was the liaison to the 3 angels. He was their liaison for like Charlie, and Bosley was the only one in the Townsend Detective Agency to see Charlie in person, but he would not clue the angels in on what he looked like or what he at all. It was a running joke on this series. Yeah, John Bosley was a middle-aged man who was asexual usually, and he was very warm and fuzzy and funny and knowledgeable and helped out all the angels in cases. And he actually, when they were on cases, he would usually play a kind of a role that was a buffoon or like a kind of a pimp-like character, or somebody with a heavy accent or something like that. And he would always say, "My name is Bosley, John Bosley." And it was a very good role for David Doyle. And the character Bosley was kind of a comedic role on Charlie's Angels. And it was good that it was funny and stuff like that. And Bosley was kind of like usually romantically linked to ladies on the show that were involved the cases, but all of them were like middle age, and they would only last one episode. And usually the ladies who are involved in the cases, who he gets romantically involved in, usually turn up like to be crooks and stuff. But like, you know, some of the funny stuff on Charlie's Angels with the character Bosley. And David Doyle was nominated twice for like an Emmy for his role on Charlie's Angels, 1977, as a like best supporting actor in a drama, and I think 1980 for Golden Globe, but he didn't win any of them. And you know, watching the Charlie's Angels now reruns, you gotta really like the character of Bosley, because it was, I think, a great character for a great show. And in the movie version of Charlie's Angels, the character of John Bosley was played by Bill Murray in the first movie, and it was kind of a watered down version of Bosley from the television show. And the second movie, the second Charlie's Angels movie in 2003, it was revealed that Bosley was adopted by an African American family, and his adopted brother Jimmy Bosley was played by Bernie Mac. There was like rumors at the first, like, Bill Murray had some arguments with Lucy Liu on the set of the first Charlie's Angels movie, and they made up of it, but he did not want to reprise the role of Bosley in the second movie because he was afraid another one of these blow-ups would happen. And the 2011 reboot of Charlie's Angels on ABC, the role of Bosley was changed to become more of like a ladies type man character, which it wasn't necessary. And I kind of like the role of like Bosley. He's probably one of the top 10 character actors of all time, and it was probably one of my favorite character actors of all time, the role of Bosley, John Bosley. That's about it on that. I'll be back later for my third and final video blog of the night, and it's about former WCW World Champion Vader, and it's time. It's Vader time. It will be Vader time in about a couple of hours, okay? Have a good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.